Good evening, peeps, creeps, and fellow ghostings. It's your boy Joe here, together with my main man Kim. We are lights out. Thank you so much for joining us but for another episode. It's been a while since we've been on. I think it's been close to about a month. But yeah, thank you so much for joining us. Look, guys, if you want to support us, please head over to www.buymeacoffee.com/lightsoutghost, or you can do the super chat things, which is this new thing on YouTube that we've got. But we're really thankful for everyone coming and supporting us. Kim, my main man, the man with the X on his cap. How you doing, bro?
I'm good. I don't know what happened, but after my dinner just now, I came back feeling a bit cold. My aircon is off. I'm wearing a sweater. I'm feeling a bit cold. I don't know why, but probably it's because of the story that we're gonna talk about tonight. It gives me the creeps, maybe.
Ooh.
Before we even get to the story, I already feel chilly already. So maybe I'm not sure. But later when we listen together and we'll talk about it. But overall, I hope everybody is doing well as well. How about yourself, Joe? Everything okay?
Yeah. You said it's cold. It's like 12 degrees in Perth right now.
Woo!
And it's likely to drop. We've been getting like 8 degrees overnight, 6 degrees overnight, so it's been quite cold. But I mean, otherwise everything's been going good. Family's all right. How about yourself? On your side, everything's okay, yeah?
Yeah, all good. Work is there. Families is okay. Wife is okay. Yeah, everything's fine. Thank God. All is well.
Blessings, man. Blessings. Look, bro.
Yeah.
Ever since we did the episode with Hantu in the last episode, we have had about like close to over 120 or so new subscribers. So for those who are new here listening to us, welcome. We do this about once every 3 weeks or once every month. We remember how earlier on in the year we talked about, hey bro, let's increase do 2 weeks once every 2 weeks. Fuck, now about once a month or so, making it so difficult What to do? But basically, this is us, right? We're here. We're just here to talk ghost stories. We try to get interviews for you. We play those interviews, then we talk about those stories. At the end of the session, we do a bit of a TikTok kind of review because there's a whole heap of videos out on TikTok, Instagram, and stuff like that. And so we try to capture a small portion because I think it's really interesting just to review all the stuff that's out there.
Indeed. So yeah, what is the story that we're gonna talk about tonight, Joe?
Well, tonight we are basically going to talk about a mysterious man by the name of Saravanan. No, he's not mysterious at all. Saravanan, together with KK Heng, Sonia, and Chi Chi, and sometimes Shimin, and I think it's the paranormal consultants. They all like to go on these urbexing or parabexing trips, right? And so they are the regular hosts and co-hosts of the podcast called Out There. Aptly named Out There, right? So please be sure to tune into Out There, as well as KK Hing's it's a bits and bobs review of movies, stories, and stuff like that called what's it called? After Dark. That's right. So I don't even remember all the stuff that we've got. KK Hing, as we've always told you, is the conscientious, the hardworking guy in our group. Kim and I are the guys who never do homework, stand at the back of the school, do nothing, and then copy all of KK Hing's work. That's who we are, okay? So just to give you a bit of an idea. And Kim is smiling because it's absolutely 100% true.
100%. I'm not disagreeing with you.
So what I want to do is just give the guys a little bit of a heads up on what we're kind of doing tonight. As you mentioned, it's a story by Saravanan. Or did I mention it or you mentioned it? We both mentioned that, right? Yeah. So we know that he's had several kind of paranormal experiences. And so with the chit-chat we've been having on WhatsApp, with the whole crew, it was kind of decided, let's do an interview with Sara. So call him Sara for short.
Yeah, so but before we go to that, today's interview, it's slightly longer. So you are in for a treat, so it's slightly longer. So what you can do is maybe quickly grab a drink or grab a coffee. Talking about coffee, Joe, I think you have prepared to thank those who have actually bought us coffee, didn't we?
Very much so. I prepared beforehand, and I was a little bit like I I prepared, like, most time I don't prepare, but this time I prepared. I went to the website and we've had a lot of people who have bought us coffee over the time. Now, one thing that's really
Cute.
irritating about Buy Me a Coffee is that they
Yeah.
don't exactly give us the date when someone's bought us coffee. So it might be a lot more people have bought us and we're just not listing them. However, I'd like to thank Catherine, YM Chin, Joseph Tay. Joseph Tay has always been there. Lynn
Yeah.
and Lynn again and someone, and Joseph Tay again, and Saravanan and ZP Matt. Thank you guys so much for the coffee. We also realized that, not realized, looking at the comments from the previous episode with Hunter, with Kyle and Wayne, which if you haven't watched it, please go and watch it. It's a freaking blast. We had a great time with them. They are I'm such fans of them. But there's a lot of comments that came from there, right? So one of them actually asked us about, and I don't know, bro, like I sometimes forget about stories. I've got a really bad memory, right? So this person, Xing Law 1614
Nothing to do with your age lah. Forgetting stuff. Nothing to do with your age lah.
Xing Law 1614 said, is the church grounds the current Roman Catholic Church Immaculate Heart of Mary, and the all-girls school next to it is now an international school on a road called Highland Road. Funny you mentioned that. I have no freaking idea. But maybe if Wayne and Kyle are listening in, they can help us with that.
Yeah.
I've got a friend in Perth who goes, "You're so funny, Joe." I know. I tell people that, but no one seems to take any notice of that. I have Gratchets. Been watching Kyle and Wayne for many years and love that they tell stories that I would never hear otherwise in the US. Happy to find your channel too, and best of luck, guys. Yeah, and we mentioned before that I think the ghost stories is a cultural thing, and it's something that brings people together. And for those of us who are no longer in Singapore or Malaysia, it reminds us of home.
Yeah.
It reminds us of home. Chris Show 195 to go. Hey guys, nice episode. I don't know if that's how he sounds like, but I'm just like trying to inject a little bit of like energy into that, right?
That's what she sounds like to you lah.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a he or she. It's Chris Show.
Okay. Yeah,
Chris Show
okay.
1952. Hey guys, nice episode. But I heard strange voices at 132:05. Check it out. It's a very low male voice.
Me lah.
Probably Kim.
Yeah.
And then Sean C07 says, finally, a crossover with We Are Hantu. There's a lot more. I'm going to read one last one. And Me Love Mouses goes, perfect collab. It was both exciting and terrifying to hear Wayne and Kyle's stories about the area where I live. I always thought that Kovan was so packed with people, even the landed houses and condos, that there would be no room for Hantus.
Now you know.
Now you know. Two of my helpers and myself have had minor spooky experiences here, though. And my super intelligent, super trusting late hamster used to see things that I could not see and freak out, especially around the 7th month. My brother, wow, this is becoming like a ghost story, bro. My brother's bedroom has remained empty for over 7 years because he was studying overseas, and that room is always cooler and darker than the rest of the house. Nice. There is a cemetery in this area, and a very old one at that, the Japanese cemetery. There are also a few abandoned schools here and there. Used to be here, and there used to be an abandoned army camp as well. An old taxi driver once told me, and as he sent me home, this area used to be a swampland that poor families who couldn't afford proper burials for their deceased loved ones would dump their bodies into the swamp here. Look, I don't know if the uncle sounded like that in the taxi, but again,
Of course.
I'm just trying to do that. Look, guys, we could go for another half an hour with the amount of comments there. Thank you so much for kind of commenting, for interacting with us. Please like, subscribe, and share. Not necessarily in those orders. And help us grow. More audience means more opportunities to get stories. More opportunities to get stories. More interviews. More content. Thank you.
Okay. So thank you, Joe. You are the KK is the student that always did his homework lah. You are the student that copy homework but still do homework lah. And I am I just exist
Not a
lah.
lot.
I just exist lah.
You are the basket like what goes, bro, last night no time, my hamster passed away, bro lah, kesian lah, let me see your work. Okay lah, I never mind, I copy from KK, let me have a look.
Then the teacher go with the attendance list like, hey, wait, who is this? Hey, this person in our class.
Who's this guy? Who's this guy? All
Okay,
right.
okay. So before we move on to the story, I would like to say thank you very much to all those Borders Coffee, to those that have actually watched and new to the channel, and also you guys punya comment and whatnot. We really, really appreciate it because yeah, we are small. We are very, very small compared to the Hantus. But
The hunters.
we want to be like them lah. Right? They are kind of like our idols in the industry lah. We want to be like them. We want to be
Yeah.
big like them. And hopefully
Got
one day
script,
lah, one day
right?
lah.
Script. Got social
Got smoke
media.
machine.
You know what happened, bro? I'm pretty sure you know because I think I told you this. But for the guys, right? They were like, when we were preparing to kind of like end the show, she goes, guys, give us your social media accounts and we'll go and promote. I'm like, what's our social media account? The fuck's our Instagram, our TikTok? Oh my god! So
Okay.
yeah,
But we will work our way
Promise, right?
past that lah. So okay. So tonight's story, Joe. Why we are really here to talk about? What are we here
Yeah,
to talk about tonight?
we're here to talk about Sarah's interview. So
Yeah.
without any further ado,
Mm,
let's go and listen to it right now.
mm.
I'm here today to share my experience and share some of my a very personal experience with you guys, and how it shaped me and how it molded me as a person to who I am now. I was in Teban Gardens for 26 years, the first 26 years of my life, and you guys have got to know something about Teban Gardens. I mean, this is not the new lovely HDB estates of current of today. This was 26 years ago. This was like this was 1980s, 1990s Singapore. It's very different. In fact, one of the celebrities in Singapore called it the ghetto of Singapore. It had a very bad reputation for drug abuse, gang violence. It wasn't a good. It was a nice place to live, but and also spiritually, it was a bit dark. It's a bit dark. So Teban Garden itself is very small. So I was living on the edge of the old estate, block 21. Well, when I was there, it was like a 14-story flat, a very, very, old school 3-room HDB. It was the back end of the estate. Behind my estate was actually the old KTM railways. Growing up in that area, my family was very pious. I'm a Hindu. We're a Hindu family. Every Tuesdays and Fridays, we have prayers, and we're very religious and very particular. So that was my childhood. So in my house, an entire room was just pictures of deities, statues, like a mini temple almost. Very pious house. I'm not that spiritual, I'm not to that level. I don't carry kavadis. I don't do all the trances. I don't do any of that. But I've seen it and I've experienced that as well. So it's a 3-room house, an old school 3-room house. I think in current days it can be even 4-room. It's big enough to be a 4-room. It's like the unit itself. Okay, so it's a 14-story flat. Every floor is like 4 houses facing each other. 2 houses here, 2 houses the other side. The house is just one long stretch. So you open the door, you can see to the end of the kitchen and the windows. Couple of rooms on each side, and a hall in the middle. That's it. Very simple layout. And we live on the top floor, the 14th floor. I mean, you can always feel things. My house is pretty much protected because how much prayer we do. But outside itself, felt the vibes of when we were young, so you can feel it's very strange. There's always some kind of a negative vibe there. So there came a time where, so the government is very progressive. They want to, build new flats, refresh the estate, make it nice and new. So there came a time where we had there's en bloc scheme. So they give you a new block, they take your old block and they break it down, and they build new flats, yeah. So you go to Teban now, all the flats are like the new flats are 40-story high, all new flats, huge flats. But for that to happen, you have to move the residents out, right? So by the time I was like I was in NS at the time. I was in NS. So my dad was a very stubborn man. He refused to move. I don't know why. We had all offers, even earlier than this to sell and move on, and one place to go to Yushun also, lah. I mean, if you know Yushun, you know, lah. If you know, you know. But we didn't move at all. He just refused to. He refused to move, refused to sell, and it came a time where the government said, okay, that's enough is enough. We need the flat by this date. We give you these options. You can take option or you can sell, up to you. I don't know whether it's luck or coincidence, lah, but there was a particular apartment corner house on the second floor just for us, 4 room. We don't know it was luck or whatever, lah, but for fate, But we got that house, and we moved in the new house. And honestly, it's a very nice place to move into. New house, new design, and I was like, first time in my life I'm getting a room for myself. It's a big thing for me because we're a small middle class family. From 3 room, from sharing bedrooms, so sleeping in the hall. All of a sudden, I get the master bedroom. Hey, happy lah, king of the house. And it was a nice house. I was the second year of my national service. We moved in, and I have to say, the first 3 months, bliss, absolute bliss. Nothing went wrong. House, a typical, 4 room HDB house. One of the rooms we put as a prayer room. All the religious artifacts we moved into that one room. My parents took another room, and I took the master. My sister at the point was married and she moved out when she was living on her own with her family. And the first 3 months were nice, were good. But there were signs. There were signs that I didn't pick up on. Because no one picks up on signs, Hindsight is 2020, but when you're living it, you don't, sometimes it just goes over your head. This is when it made first contact. This is the most scary thing. And that was the most frightening thing I ever experienced in my life. The trauma of like of like almost remembering or reliving that moment, right? It always sticks to you. It was around 12, going to be 12 midnight. I was going to go to sleep. So I'm lying down on my bed, trying to fall asleep. Everything's off, everything's cool. Then I heard something. Like a radio program, like those talk radio. Like and you can hear like something. You can hear like two people talking, You can almost hear it, and it's like very distant away. Like you can from a distance, but you can keep hearing people talking to you like that, like a radio show. And I'm like half falling asleep. I'm like, hey, who the hell is playing a radio at night like this? Like, who lah? They're like talk radio. What's going on? Like, woke up little, no sleep again, lie down again. Going to fall asleep. Down, down, down. Like hammer, someone hammering, the wall. You hear this dum, 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 like, don't know where, I can hear, like, someone hitting on the wall, lah. Good answer, I'm living on the second floor. So, second floor, you can, people walk, so can hear, you can hear the people around, But this is midnight, like, who the hell, maybe Teban possible, I never know, But, but then, suddenly, I jolted out a bit, like, who the hell is hammering now? Like, I was getting frustrated, I got trying to sleep, then, getting disturbances. I said, okay, never mind, forget it, let's go and sleep again. I didn't suspect anything by this point, Then put my head on the pillow, try to fall asleep. So I'm lying down, lying down like this. I could feel like a sharp object. This is my pillow, for example, right? This is my pillow. I'm lying on a pillow, right? I feel like a sharp object poking up and doing this, scratching. Immediately jolted out. I was like, hey, what happened? Who was that? No, physical contact. What's that? Even then, I'm like rational. Okay, maybe it's the spring lah. New mattress, maybe the spring might be popping out. Never know, right? Then, okay, never mind. Put the pillow back on top, lie down again, and then I felt it. Footsteps compressing the mattress. I jumped out of bed, ran to my mom's room, and I banged the door open like, Ma, something happening. I never experienced it before in my life, Middle of the night, this thing is freaking me out. So I ran to my mom, I told her this, And she was like, "Hey, what talking?" But she could see the panic in my face, and she's never seen panic in my face before. Yeah. So she goes to the prayer room, takes a picture of Ma Kali, small picture of Ma Kali. She puts it in my room. Say, okay, go sleep. And I'm freaked out. Like, then she told me nothing happened. Okay, okay. Take a word for it, lah. Nothing happened after that. So the picture was there. That was the first day he made contact with me, lah. And then I never experienced something like that direct before. That's the first time in my life. The next day we did some prayers in the house, like normal like prayers, we tried to sort of fortify the house and all that, but didn't really work. Second night I remember I was lying down, trying to sleep. Immediately felt the walking again. Felt it walking, like walking. And then, in my heart I was doing all the prayers. I was on one side, I was like, I was hunched in one side. I'm a big guy. I have a single bed. I'm like on one side, and it growled in my ear. Like growled in my ear. Like there's no one there, nothing there, and then you hear this sound like I just remember like, just freezing up, saying all the prayers in my heart, just trying to just trying to ignore it, hoping it'll go away. But I never did lah. So and that became like my daily routine. Every time I fall asleep, the fellow walk my bed. My parents at that time, I think they were affected as well. How do I put this? These beings, they don't just attack you, just attack only you. They kind of bring down the entire vibe of the house, So my parents, they were not in a good state. At that time of this thing happening, my dad wasn't listening to anyone. It was like in his own world. Like was very stubborn, didn't want to stop his side business, kept doing it, was making losses, but he just kept doing it. For no reason, don't know why. He just didn't want to listen to anyone. My mom we were having a lot of financial issues, you know, and like all the luck was being drained out of the families. It just felt that way. It was bad, and then it was getting worse and worse and worse. We tried praying. We tried to, because we always very pious. We always want to pray and do all the puja and how we do all these things, and it didn't help. And every night I always feel the fellow walking on my bed. Now, if you ask me, Sarah, did you have any clues it will happen to you? Hindsight is 2020. There were always clues. My mom's a homemaker, housewife. She used to tell me that, hey, in the afternoons around 2 o'clock, she always hear like a baby crying downstairs. Oh, a baby crying. Because the second floor, you can hear whatever going downstairs. So once she rushed down to see, hey, what kind of baby crying? Rush down and see, no one there. Some other times she can hear a woman crying, afternoon, in the afternoon. Again, she will rush down and see there's no one there. That's why she told me, hey, there's highest crying. I just shouted from the thing, who's there? Then there's no sound. There were times where even I felt a bit off. One of the incidents, what was my room would get really hot for some reason, really warm for some reason. Yeah, Singapore's hot country, you get summer, hot summers, humid. Yes, all agree. But at 10 o'clock at night, you close our windows, you on the aircon 18 degrees, it's still hot. I'm standing under the aircon, I'm sweating. The room is unbelievably hot. The walls are warm to the touch. Hot, These are signs there's something in the house. But I didn't take notice. None of us took notice. Finances started failing. Mother, father started arguing. I wasn't on good terms with my dad as well, arguments and all that, The family unity was being split, everything like very sway lah. Whole thing is being dragged down, And that's how it was for the next few years almost. Because we couldn't afford to move out because you have to stay for 5 years. There's one of the rules. So we couldn't afford to like move out or anything. We couldn't afford it. So we had to stay for the full 5 years. One of the things I remember, so this was on a Saturday. Vividly, I remember this experience. It's a Saturday morning, bright morning. I woke up. I was lying on my bed. I woke up. Beautiful Saturday morning. The sun is shining through the window. Perfect Saturday morning. Then I felt something in the corner of my bed, like someone sitting in the corner of my bed. I look outside, there's no one there. Then I felt, oh, but there's a compression, You can feel the compression, like like you can feel someone sitting inside the corner of the bed. Then suddenly I feel the compression going off, like someone standing up, and you hear footsteps, tuk, 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 walking out of the room. Saturday morning, bro, 8 plus, sun out, everything bright. What to do? What are you going to do? After many years, my sister told me this story. So she was staying over one of the nights because she just had my niece at the time. She just gave birth to my niece. So she was staying over one of the days. My sister can see things, right? So she saw these two legs walking into my room. And those legs were like not like normal human legs, like very deformed, very disgusting, hairy, like imagine like a demonic thing figure like walking into your room. Lah. So she saw that and she told me this years after. I was like, why never tell me before, you know? But I think she also know I knew lah, something in the house lah. Another incident like vividly remember. Okay, I don't remember. My sister was telling me this. So there's a point in time where I was very affected. So I sleeping over because you are sleep deprived. I think I was out of army at this point. I was studying already. I was doing my accounting degree, and I was having difficulties, sleeping and and feeling safe, and so we all slept in one room lah to be safe. My dad always slept in the hall. I don't know why. The Lone Ranger. So I'm sleeping on the bed. My mom and my sis are sleeping on the mattress on the floor. Right. I don't remember anything about this incident. This is from my sister's point of view lah. Apparently, she middle of the night she woke up. She was paralyzed. She couldn't move. She couldn't speak. She couldn't say anything. But she saw at the foot of my bed like a very tall red figure. Very tall red figure. And I was like struggling, like swimming with it. I was struggling on my bed. I don't remember any of this. I don't remember any of this happening. But she saw me struggling, like, struggling. This thing was the foot of the bed, standing over me. And unfortunately, these kind of negative forces, they always, I said, they erode your family unity, but they also destroyed my prayer room and my spiritual, my artifacts and everything, my pictures and the statues. Yeah, I destroyed it. We have quite a few, pictures and small statues and all that. So main ones we pray to, they were all okay lah. But all the smaller other ones we collected, right? For example, we had a statue of Krishna. Krishna is a very very nice little like cute little boy. His face just like bongkot lah, gone. After a while, his face started like changing, like some part of it fell off. All the pictures started turning yellow. All become defaced. You can see the thing like getting mangled for some reason. All the face all started changing already. All affected. All those that like not really like not really the ones we prayed to, right? All those when we collected, all getting goes. We can see the impact to the prayer room. A lot of damage being done. So this thing is strong enough to just bypass whatever we have, whatever religious protection we have, go through, walk at it, just do all the damage at once. So that was the lowest point in my family's life. Everything was going wrong. Of course, we tried to find solutions. We didn't just sit there and do nothing, right? So we tried two things. So we tried calling some people, to come and chase it away. I don't know where my parents found these people. So they found these three people who apparently they pray to some deity. Not Hindu deity. Not Hindu, but I don't know what deity. I think it's Thai or not sure from where. Not sure what deity. And then before they came, they had a huge long list of things to prepare, I remember this because buying things not an issue, but one of the weird things was they wanted a bucket of rainwater. So we collected all these items they wanted. They bought all the things they needed, and these three people came over, two guys and a lady. I think the lady was one getting a trance, she was getting a trance from this deity. I don't know which deity it was. So they came. It's like a very elaborate show. People put all the thing lah. They scream lah. Like trying to show like a trance, but I've seen all the show before. So it's, Hindu, prayers, the Madurai Veeran, all the very very garang one. I've seen all the big show before. So this fella come, okay, wah, 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 like, oh, okay lah, you do what you want lah, again. So they went on like half a night, no, I don't know, but 2-3 hours. But they didn't have information lah. They apparently is a jinn, okay, and is my age. So that's why it attached to me. That's what they said lah. And apparently, so they chased it around the house. They literally they moved around the house. They went into my room and they like caught it. And when they showed like a small little figurine. I don't know where they got it from lah. I say they caught it, they put it into a jar and they took a knife and they so-called like they killed it lah. In front of us, they did all these things. All right. They said, we settle it for you, no problem. Done. That night, the fella walked on the bed. so that those three people who came, total bullshit artists. Parents try to convince themselves, okay, it doesn't work. It work. Give it a few days. Let's see what happens. Nothing happened lah. I mean, same old lah. Huh? The fella keep walking in the bed lah. Okay, then and then we couldn't do anything else anymore because we spent quite a lot to get these people. And some time go by, one of my mom's friends tell, hey, there's this person you can go see in Clementi, this Bomo. My mom said, okay, you know what? We can't do anything. Must just go and see lah. So we go to Clementi, go to this Bomo's house. That was a very unique experience. So it was the daytime. I think it was around 2 in the afternoon. Walk HDB flat lah. So we're walking into his house, right? Like very weird experience. So outside is very bright. When you walk into his house, it's like someone put like sunglasses. All of a sudden it's a bit darker. For some reason, light is on, the windows are open, but somehow the light is not coming through. We met him, he's a pretty nice guy, he's very decent. No? He sent his thing to go have a look at my house. And then he told us, oh, I can't help you. He said, he said, I don't think I can help you. So when a Bomo tells you, I don't think I can help you, And then he explained to us, okay, this thing, it belongs to the land. It's been there for a long time. So the land so-called belongs to it. So it has free reign to do whatever it wants. So it's like whatever picture you put on the door or whatever, cannot stop it. Even the Bomo say, okay, cannot lah. What can you do? And then he told us, okay, maybe you try something. Let's create like a protection for your house. What do? You take peppercorn rock salt, you mix it up, and you put it along the border of your house. So me and my mom went to buy all the barang, all the rock salt, peppercorn. We went back home, mix it up nicely. Put. We'll do it properly lah. We're doing properly. Then on top of our ceiling, right, we hear marble. Tick, 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 tick. You move forward. Tick, tick, tick. It's following us. The tick, 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 tick sound is following us. So we started from the hall, moved to the kitchen, and it's tick, 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 tick. It's following us wherever we are going. It's basically telling us whatever you do, I'm still here. So when we reach the hall there, we're doing it right. Suddenly it's like, people drop 100 marbles. 100 marbles. Imagine dropping 100 marbles on the floor. The sound. You heard some bam. Like, da, 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 da. It's like telling us, you do what you want. I'm not going to go anywhere. He's telling us. At that point, we were like, a wit's end already. We Bomo say cannot. We try all these things also cannot. Call some people to come and do trans also cannot. Nothing works. And also cannot move. No finances, no money. I'm struggling as it is. I'm struggling to pay for my school fees. I'm struggling to even survive. We tried to get rid of this thing and we were unsuccessful. I don't know what it says, but after a while, I kind of get used to it. I go to sleep you walk lah. Can't be bothered lah. Walk all you like lah. But it's always playing on your mind because some days you feel like, okay, I can ignore it. Some days you feel very weak. As we stayed longer and longer, it got worse and worse. My mom was clearly depressed. She at this point basically pawned off all the jewelry. Everything was gone. Everything was gone. We couldn't afford like a TV spots. We couldn't afford to replace it. We were at the lowest point ever. Father lost all his savings. He also don't know what he's doing, like floating by. We couldn't reason with him anymore. I don't know why. And then one of my so my mom was like, she met a person there who told her, hey, who kind of introduced her to one meditation program lah. And my mom was like, she's already at wit's end, like, But then this particular lady like told her, about this program, convinced her, so she went for it. And I was like, at this point, I was a total cynic. I was like, shit, lah, all bullshit, no believe nothing's gonna working. My life is shit. I'm totally gone, like. But my mom, I think she needed like a change. She needed something to hold on to. So when this person approached her and told her about this meditation program, she just went for it. And at that time, I was in Malaysia, so she had to go to, like, JB and come back lah. But I could see the changes in her. She came back. She was more resolute. Wasn't like fragile anymore. You see the change. There's a change. There's physical change in her. She wasn't as fragile anymore. Like, okay, wow, hey, because my mom was a very old school kampong rowdy. So so it's back to old, like the old self again lah. I was like, okay, maybe this thing or something lah. Then my sister went and take. Now I was still like, I don't believe all this thing. Don't bother me. Don't bother me. Like, someone tell you go, hey, go do meditation. Like, you don't, it doesn't you don't feel like, going to do all these kind of things. You see. Then my sister went and take, and she came and told me, hey boy, you better go and take. It's good for you. Like, and my sister's not the type of person come tell those kind of things. You know. So when she said that, I was a bit shocked. She's saying all these. And then finally I relented. I said, okay, lah, fine. Lah, I go. I said, of course, it cost a bit for us that time. It was a very small token sum to pay, lah, but for me, it felt as huge because what I had. I didn't have much at that time. But I paid for it. I went for the meditation course, and that's where I met my master. The master is the actual Siddhar, like a very high level guru, like one of the highest level gurus, real gurus. And he teaches you Raja Yoga. He teaches you techniques to help you, you know. So and they package it like a meditation seminar. So you go there, oh, it's only a meditation, but it's not. No, it's not just meditation. It's packaged in a way so people find easy to take, and anyone can take it. There's no barrier to race, religion, or whatever. So it's called RPT, Raja Yoga Power Transcendental. No, I had no expectation. Cause I was like, meditation, I think go to home, like, you have all those like preconceived notion like what's gonna happen there. Because no one tells you what's gonna happen there. They don't prepare you. And I'm a total cynic at this point. So I go there, I was like sitting there, master came, then he spoke. The things he spoke, it's like, made sense. By the end of that day, I was a changed person. No, I could feel it myself. I feel it myself, oh, okay, something here. Real power here. From that day onwards, that thing stopped walking in my bed. Went back home, no more disturbance. Not say no more disturbance, it's still walking in the house, but not coming towards me anymore. And I can understand why my mom also was okay. Because we have a protection ability lah. Personal protection ability. Kind of protects us. Like a personal protection sphere. Yeah. So we have energy to protect us. So this thing no longer can come disturb us anymore. But we know it's still there. We know it's still walking around. At night when I'm sleeping, I know it's at the door there, my bedroom door there. I can feel the bugger there already. From this point onwards, like I can feel things. I always had the sense of things. Ever since I took a meditation, I started meditating, become more spiritual, get more into this. I can feel more things now. I can feel those things around me already. Yeah. The thing is, right, this wasn't a guardian spirit. This was pure negative. This is pure negative. And the thing about HDB blocks, right? Doesn't matter as long as you're on its land, the whole thing belongs to you. Um, it's almost like a coming of age kind of thing for me. So it's like I live this protected life, so to speak. The first few years, then I'm affected by such negative forces. Then I meet a spiritual master who brings me out of it. So I see it this way, you know. And I've been with this master for now coming 16 years, 17 years. Yeah. So and it's wonderful, So you can experience a lot of things, like you experience both sides, so to speak. You've seen the negative side, then now you're seeing the positive, the light side, the dark side and light side, So this is my journey, lah. So that's why I can when I see these things, when I hear stories, when I go to some places like the Parabags, I have this insight into things. Yeah, when you have been affected by this kind of thing, when you live with these kind of things for as long as I have, you know the vibes, you know what these things can do, you know what these things can't do, So it's a good experience, lah. Overall, it's a very negative part of my life, but it formed it formed who I am, lah. As long as you believe that there's a way out, lah. You if you're religious, if you're religious, you believe in God, or if you're not religious, you believe in the universe and certain energy, you will be led to a better life. I'll preface this by saying I'm not an expert. I'm not some some better expert on this. I'm coming at this from my experience, from what I experienced, what I went through myself. So if you are out there, if you're listening to this and you're going through certain disturbances in your life, certain supernatural problems, first thing is always to admit there's a problem. First thing, because a lot of people, you tell people, oh, hey, it's a hantu, people start laughing at you. There's always this stigma, So first thing, rule out the rational things first. Be rational first. Rule out rational things first. Once you know there's something not of this world affecting you, once you know about it, okay, tell someone. Don't fall for a lot of fakes out there. Tons of fakes out there who tell you I can do this, I can do that. If you're a religious person, if you're religious, if you're a certain religion, go to your faith, your spiritual leaders, start there first, pray first, seek the proper people for help. Don't go astray and ask, all these new age people and all these funny things, who ask for money, who more understand money than anything else. Look for the right people.
All right, we are back in the room. Sara's story. So for those of you who were listening, well done. For those of you who are not listening, there will be a quiz at the end. Now, there's not going to be no quiz at all. Look, to make it easier, I wish I had this person to give us the cliff notes after the lecture, after the end of the story. So basically, Saravanan was telling us a story about a forced relocation to a new flat in the early 2000s. He gets his own room, but then like weird shit starts happening in his house, right?
Singapore, this is Singapore.
This is in Singapore, yeah. So like around midnight, he hears like voices, knockings on the wall. And then what really creeped me out was how he talked about that sharp object that was scratching or poking him from underneath the freaking mattress, and then footsteps on the bed. Bro, I look like we're obviously going to talk about that, but that just footsteps, I don't even want to think about it. So the stuff that was happening in the house with the prayer room, he's hearing growls, he's having all of these things happening, and in the midst of that, his family's luck goes down. His mother and father suffers. It looks like the whole family went through kind of mental health issues at one point. Nothing works, so they tried like an exorcism, and some buggers came in with the magic and the exorcism. Fuck all happened, right? And then you know what the worst thing is? Go and see the Bomo. The Bomo goes,
I can't help you.
Sorry, I can't help you, bro.
I can't help you, like shit, lah. Hey, this is quite similar to you go to a doctor, you found out you have cancer, then doctor say, go home and prepare.
Make yourself comfortable, lah.
Make yourself
no one can do
comfortable.
anything.
You're like, shit. Fuck.
Second opinion, and
Yeah.
luckily he did
But
have
yeah,
a kind of second opinion. However,
yeah.
that second opinion wasn't really an opinion. He started engaging in spiritual practices.
Mm,
He engaged in meditation. His whole family got together, and I think what result was that the entity was still around, but no
mm,
longer disturbed him. Okay.
mm.
So look, maybe we can start at the very beginning, right? Well, we
Of
will
course, of
we'll
course.
kind of end up there. But I'm just, you know what I like about this story?
Yeah.
Everything starts off almost like a movie. You know what I mean? Like they move into a new
Okay.
house. I
Okay.
go there.
Slow lah,
Things
slow
feel
lah, slow lah. There's a
very very
there's a
slow.
build up to it. Yeah.
It's not like going there and then the ghost is like shitting in the middle of your floor. You know what I mean? There's nothing like that. It goes very slowly,
Yeah.
and I mean, the stuff that's happening, right? So he's hearing noises, he's hearing knockings on the walls. Now, bro, I know you've never lived, I don't think you've ever lived in like an apartment, a HDB flat or anything
Mm,
like that, like equivalent
yeah.
in Malaysia, right? But what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts
Okay.
about that?
So when I first hear the story, obviously he
Hmm.
talked about the first house, right? Whereby
Yeah.
before they were relocated. So when he talked about the first house everything was fine, but it's just the outside is a bit eerie, right? And then he talked about the area is memang a bit this he says some people claim that is the ghetto part of Singapore, right?
That's
I
right.
actually, to be honest with you, I never thought, Singapore, such an advanced country, has a ghetto area, but then again, that probably many years ago, that
Yeah.
was one, right? And then I thought, shit is going to happen in this house, but no, they were relocated. And then after that, moved to a house and then shit start to happen. But the thing is, I think the first question that I wanted to ask
Mhm.
was, why do you think that it takes 3 months? I think it was 3 months, right? 3 months before it start to happen, before the thing manifests. Because when he moved in, he said everything was a bliss, right? Everything was a
Mm.
bliss. House was nice. He get a room to himself. Sister got married and moved out, and then parents, and then they even have like a small room that was converted to a praying room, right? Whereby they,
Yep.
they have all sorts of statues of deities because they are Hindu, right? And
Yep.
and that was a nice setup for a family, right? And then until something, it doesn't sound right when I say it, but it's something poked him in the middle of the night, lah.
Yep.
So then after that, uh, I really one thing is about when you hear footsteps outside your house or in your
Mm.
house and going around, you're like, shit, there are things walking in the house. That is one thing. But compression on the mattress when you are sleeping, fuck, man.
And it's not even
Okay,
compression, bro. It's that he can feel footsteps walking on it.
yeah. So you feel like macam the thing is memang standing there looking at him like, what you doing, boy? In my place. Get out. So that gives a different eerie vibe to it, because you don't see it. I mean, thank God he didn't see it, right? But to feel it, whereby the thing is already showing itself in
Yeah.
that way, and so I guess that it's really creepy when he talks about that, whereby he feels footsteps,
Mm.
and but I think what really hits me was the thing about disturbances in the family, or when you see things, it's really probably still quite okay. Now, I mean, it's not okay entirely, but it's
Yeah.
still quite okay. Like me, I say that, let's say you see something, and then you get an ustaz, you get a priest, you get a spiritual practitioner to come and help you, and then after that you got sick for like 3 days, 1 week, 2 weeks. It's still okay, right? But imagine whereby the things in the house drain your family slowly. It's like they're torturing you lah. They're torturing you, your family, whereby obviously your parents are not in good terms, are always arguing, finances are down the drain, and you are not good terms with your parents anymore. That is really something that I felt that it's kesian lah, because
And very negative as well.
It's very
Yeah.
negative. But then again, I also kind of like when I watched the video just now, I also thought to myself, I'm like, could it be that thing is actually not that I wanna not that I wanna get you into this kind of trouble. It's because I'm memang negative ma. So
Yeah.
when I'm there, I somehow it's like when you go out and play in the mud and then you come back and then you have muds all over the house. It's not like
Of
you
course, of
wanted to,
course.
but because you already have mud on you, ma, right?
Okay,
So
speaking of that, right? I'm gonna back all
yeah,
the way up because you asked
yeah,
a few questions in the beginning, right? Okay, so this video which is about, like, say, if I'm not wrong, about 30 minutes long. So it's about a half an hour long
yeah,
video. It's a long video, right?
yeah.
But the entire conversations I've had with Sarah was about an hour and a half, even more.
Ah,
There was a
okay,
lot of
okay.
stuff that was cut out from this video because I wanted to make it in a narrative form and I wanted people to listen to that story, focus on that story. But there's a bit of a background to this. So before he moved into that flat, he lived actually very nearby in the same estate, right? So he lived in an old flat, block 21 in Teban Gardens. Okay, so as an it's a 14-story HDB flat on the edge of the estate near the
Mm.
railway line and the
Yeah, yeah,
canal. Now,
yeah.
apparently, what he used to say, like, I know he says the ghetto of Singapore, but I think when he went into a bit more in detail, he says there was a lot of gang activity, there was a lot of
Mm,
drug use, a lot of violence, a lot of stuff happened there.
mm,
But there were also a very strong undercurrent of, like, supernatural spiritual activity there. He would say that the residents used to practice rituals. They used to throw things into the canal, like spiritual objects. So that
mm,
area there apparently was really spiritually dirty, right? And not only that, when they were living in the old flat, the family also had their own experiences already.
mm.
Already,
Okay,
okay.
okay.
His sister, when she went downstairs to play in the playground.
Mm,
Now, it was in the 80s, right? So the
mm.
playground is not like what you find in Singapore now. Now it's like you have slides and everything, and they have the nice spongy ground material.
Ah, yeah.
I- In those days, like around my time as well, it was huge freaking concrete slides. You hit your mouth there, finish lah. You need
Wait,
dental,
is
the
it
big dental work.
isn't it in the sandbox or something like that? No, man.
And it's sand, and it's sand. But
Oh,
now,
okay, okay.
now apparently, like, I think I've been back to Singapore since then, and the old playground at the bottom of my flat is just that spongy material. It's no longer
Yeah.
sand. Okay,
Okay, okay.
so
Yeah.
when it was sand, apparently what the sister saw was she was there playing, and the sister has the third eye,
Mm.
and she saw a small little person rise up from the sand and then go back down into the sand again. So apparently, what Sarah says, when the family spoke about it, they thought it was a toil. Okay, just came up from the
Okay.
sand, and then the sister also saw someone. If I'm not, I hope I'm getting the right story. He saw someone on the lamppost as well. So there's been a lot of stories there. Okay,
Oh, okay, okay.
another one is the family used to hear whistling. Now apparently his father used to whistle in a certain way
Mm.
to tell the family that he's back home. They would
Oh.
hear the same whistling, but the father not in the front door. Stuff like that,
Oh, okay, okay.
And then
Yeah.
there was a lot of bad vibes in and around the area. He also spoke about this time when he walked down near two fields. Now, coincidentally, that two fields was later to become the area where his new flat was to be built. Okay, but when he was walking down through this field, right, he said that he was followed by the smell of flowers all the way home. And he says in that time, in that area, no flowers, no nothing. He says
Mm,
there's no gardens for those flowers to kind of
mm.
to exist. So
Yeah, I
as I said
understand.
before, prior to that happening, there's been a lot of stuff that has happened in that estate, and then when he eventually moved there, is when these things happen. So I'm wondering if the place is already screwed up, the land's already fucked up, right? He's had disturbances in his family.
Mm,
Could this be a continuation, or could it be that the place is screwed up anyway, and when he
mm.
went there, 3 weeks reprieve, or is it 3 months? Is it 3 weeks, 3 months? Can you remember?
I think it was 3 months.
It was 3 months, okay? Maybe like, the hunter is like, okay, lah, I've got to go and visit all the other people in the flat. Once I go and visit and disturb there, I'll come back to you.
Okay, okay.
That's my theory.
Okay.
You have that look in your face like this boy. Talk a lot of bullshit.
No lah, because I felt like because when he talked about it again, he never actually said things like macam, oh, there are actually people who did black magic, and then it affected to our family. Maybe it wasn't intended for his family, but somehow it got to his family, and then you imagine. Obviously, let's not talk about the three con artists lah, huh? The two guy, one female that came and do whatever shit, and then after that show a small Lego figurine and say, this one we caught this one.
I caught it. Yeah,
they caught it and put it in the jar, and so yeah. Okay, let's not talk about that, right? But so you imagine because you see because the Bomo, after the Bomo sent the minion to go and have a look. Minion come back and then the Bomo say, sorry cannot help you. Tak boleh. Right? tak boleh. So you see, because it could be I don't know whether you heard about this or not. You all whereby one sifu has a lot of cabang, right? But this cabang cannot cross each other. So probably this ustaz somehow found out that, this is actually done by somebody that I know. Because if let's say I fought against it, then that is actually gonna go against me. Because I don't want to get into shit with people that I know. Let's say just for the sake of theory, okay? Let's say he found out that the minion came back. Master, I tell you the one at his house is your brother punya, Then what you gonna do? Are you gonna forsake your relationship with your brother because of a stranger family that came and asked for help? Obviously not, right? Then you just say, sorry, cannot help you. Right? And then the thing is just there lah.
I suspect there's something else, bro. And what I think,
Okay.
I think the Bomo did send something there. I reckon it encountered something maybe vastly more powerful than itself. Right? Because I think the thing that the Bomo would send would almost be like, you want to go and collect money from someone, you go and send debt collector lah. So you go there, it goes, and suddenly open the door. Like 5 other goes there, you go, I am very sorry, I didn't mean to disturb you. I gotta go back. So because I think there's a hierarchy of spiritual beings. And so
Of course.
my understanding was, and maybe it kind of aligns with what Sara was saying, was that it was from the land. It's been there for a very, very long time. And so this intense negative entity, I think that whatever was sent there to go and suss and recce the place out, looked at it and went, nah, I can't deal with this. This thing is like a higher version. That's the sense that I get. But I think your view also has merit, right? Because again, how do you know? We don't know, right? Maybe all the Bomos have like the Singapore Bomo Association, and they all have friends and everything like that. And then the thing comes out and goes, I'm sorry, bro. Matthew's there lah. Yeah, it's Matthew. Matthew, I can't do anything. Matthew, my friend lah. And then what happens? I know it sounds weird, right? But it's entirely possible. It's entirely possible that it could either be a destructive entity that is so much more powerful, or it could be that, or let's do a plot twist. The Bomo was the one that sent the thing there in the first place. And
But then you see, how come the Bomo didn't say?
Yeah, then I pay. I give $10,000. I clear for you.
This one very strong. I might not be able to help you, but with a bit, I can try lah. But the Bomo did not do that.
3 red packet can do.
The Bomo did not do that. Maybe if the Bomo did that, then probably we can say the Bomo is probably has something to do with it. Okay. Another thing that I wanted to put up before I forget, this goes out to all the religion, all the faith that you guys have. Doesn't matter whether you go to church, mosque, temple, or whichever faith that you have. If you think about it, when Sara actually say about, how statue
Mm.
broken, posters of deities turn
Yeah.
yellowish, pictures of deities turn yellowish and whatnot. I don't know why. I don't know why. I also do not know from where I've heard this. Probably in one of the classes that I attended last time. It, you have to remember when you listen to that story, you have to remember that is just the thing testing your faith in a very, very strong manner. In a way that you have to know that God, it doesn't exist in these statues or these photos or these posters or whatever thing that you worship lah. Because I believe that all these statues, all this, it's like a reminder for you that what these things have done or what these higher beings have done for us, right? So obviously we have it's like how you have your mother punya photo, whether she's still around or not around. You just remember her.
Or your friend's photo in the house, like,
Yeah. Talking
All
about it,
die
I don't have my mom's photo in my house. Shit. What a
bad
terrible
son,
boy.
bad
Okay,
son.
but I wanted to say when the thing can already go into the praying space and like fuck this statue lah, turn that photo yellow lah. I think we can say that this thing is really, really ancient and it has gathered enough power to actually do all this stuff to the family.
Yeah.
Before I go to the last thing that I actually wanted to ask, because genuinely I do not know. Let's continue with whatever you wanted to say.
Oh, no. Look, I was saying, and also to have people remember, right? Like, again, like we are now crossing into this kind of like cross-cultural, inter-religious kind of like exchange. Like, when you look at evil spirits, okay, and speaking from a religious and a spiritual perspective, evil spirits, right, are more believers in a higher power than we are. Right? You don't have an evil spirit that's a disbeliever. All right. So they already have, for us, like a lot of us will go, okay, I believe in the existence of spirits. I believe in the existence of a higher power. I believe in the existence of God. But we still have doubt, right? We still have like, maybe there's nothing but complete blackness when we die. Huh? Everything just stops. We still have that doubt. For a spirit, it has apprehended the divine. It knows. It is not what in the Hindus call a nastika, a non-believer. It is a believer that has stronger belief in God than you have, right? But they are negative. And so don't believe for once like, it's just down here and it's gonna, how would I put it? It's just this thing that's floating around. It's got a stronger belief. And so it is so important then that irrespective of what religious persuasion you are from, that you actually engage in proper practices. You pray a lot, you go to the temple, you go to the mosque, you go to the synagogue, because I think as we see towards the end of the video, right, it's I think only when Sara has had a conversion of the heart, that is when this thing was no longer there. Now you can have as many statues and you can have as many holy rooms as you want, but if there's no internal conversion, nothing happens. But sorry, I just wanted to go on my little pulpit. Father Joe has spoken. What were you saying, bro? Imagine if I was a priest.
I cannot imagine. There's a lot of things that I can imagine. I cannot imagine that you are a priest. That's all. End of conversation. I don't want to continue with that, but let's stop there. Okay, so I guess both Joe and myself wanted to say would be like also echo after whatever Sara said. Always go back to your faith. Always go back to your faith, right? Because there's a lot of things that we human really can't do much, right? Okay, you can seek help from spiritual practitioner, you can seek help from a priest, from a monk, from a practitioner, whatever lah, bomo, whatever lah kan. But you have to remember all this. It's only the Almighty can say yes, no, right? This thing has to happen, or this thing can. Okay, let's remove it, right? So always go back today. Always go back today, because I believe that if you say you are not believer, but now you're watching this channel and you believe there is a ghost, how can you believe there is a ghost but you don't believe there is a God, right? When there is light, there is darkness. So you
Whoa!
are,
Hair all standing, bro.
imagine if I'm a ustaz, my song got downstairs.
Yeah. I put the baju lah. I put baju everything.
So,
I tell you,
okay.
we stop the video and then transition. Suddenly, semua.
No. Okay. Then comes the question. This is genuine, because I actually
Cool.
I don't remember, but I've never heard about this. So at the end of the story, actually, they give up hope lah, right? They're like, fuck it lah. We cannot do anything. Because also, one thing that I also kesian Singaporeans. So for those who envy Singaporeans so much and thought that Singapore has it all, sometimes look at this. This is actually quite kesian lah. Why? When you live with an ancient spirit, and the ancient spirit is draining your family, you know he or she is torturing your family. But because of such
Government say cannot
situation,
move.
government say cannot move, In fact, you cannot. You have to stay there lah. You cannot go to government and say, we got ghosts here. Cannot stay here lah.
Ada
Have to
Pontianak
move
lah, Pak. Dia Pontianak dalam rumah itu.
When I
Kampung
tidur,
kita lah.
the thing jalan on my tilam, What is the government going? What government going to do to you? Government like, no, go back to your house. Okay,
Yeah,
you
go and
can
sleep.
get out. You can get out of Singapore, move to Malaysia lah, somewhere lah, but cannot in Singapore, right? So in a way, it's also kesian lah, because you are like, I cannot do this. I cannot go out, and what do I do? So you are stuck, and then eventually, imagine also the ancient being. The ancient being, it probably is like, shit lah. I wanna kacau you, also you cannot do what I like. How? What am I supposed to do, right? So, but at the end of it, right, when he already gave up, and then finally the mother's friend, right, recommended the mother about this meditation course in JB, right? Then the
Malaysia
mother-
also.
Malaysia. That the mother came back a changed woman, right? Then after that, the sister went, right? Sister came back. Sister was never the kind of person, wow, you have to try this. The sister is not the MLM kind of person, right? Sister came back and said, wow, brother, you have to go for this. It opens up, right? And he went. And then that is how he met his master. And then he had been following the master for the past 16, 17 years, right? So what I wanted to know is, when he talked about Raja Yoga, all right, it opens up a lot of stuff, and I believe this is talking about spiritually lah. So enlighten me, Joe. How does this actually help with the whole case? Okay, I am genuinely asking is because I do not know about this. That's why I'm asking. I'm not being sarcastic by asking that, but I genuinely want to know.
I think it's because, like any spiritual practice, it's a. So as I understand the question, why suddenly go to meditation and everything's okay? The essence of it, like how come? And I think it's just because that I think it's a genuine step towards God, because like say for the kind of like meditations that the Hindus do, okay, so they're not going there to open the third eye. They're not going there to get powers. The practice of yoga and the practice of meditation is to bring you closer towards God. So I think that's, the simple answer is, someone told me this before, you take a step towards God, God takes 3 steps towards you. So I think that's the case where, the whole family went there. The whole family took steps towards, increasing the
connection with God lah.
The connection with God, increasing the quality of the spiritual life. And when that happens, And you said before, where there's light, there's darkness, right? And where there's darkness, there's light. But when there is light, darkness moves away. So I think when you bring light into your life, there's just no space for darkness. You know what I mean? So and in this kind of echoes what I know of how exorcisms take place within the Catholic Church as well. So obviously, an exorcism in the Catholic Church has to be approved by the bishop. The exorcist is assigned to the person, or sometimes the family, sometimes the home, and then they go there and when they do the exorcism, right? It's not just what we see in the movies where the priest goes there, puts the stole on, holy water, shouts a few words, reads from the Roman ritual, and then the person's head done 3 times and the demon leaves. In fact, a lot of it involves like going for psychological help, getting psychiatric help, but also the priest will say, there's no point. We go through this exorcism, but your life remains unchanged. So you have to go through a process where they say you have to pray. You have to engage in your own spiritual practice as an adjunct and together with the exorcism. Or not, it's not going to work because it's the whole idea, right? If you clean a house and you fumigate it from insects and rodents and stuff like that, it's clean. But to borrow your analogy, if you go into the sewer and you cover yourself with mud and you're full of insects and you bring it back into your house, what's the point for the original cleansing? You brought everything all back in again. So your life has to be clean. Your life has to be pure as well. And I suspect that's what's happening.
You have to take that step, lah.
You have to take that step, yeah. And you have to engage in that spiritual practice, And that's why I in a way, I really like the whole, the Hindu understanding of negativity, evil spirits, God, and all that, right? Because there's this idea that irrespective of what happens, whether there's negative spirits or not, everything works towards the good. Everything is a play. Like when I say play, I don't mean like mind. I mean like a theater play of God, right? Because everything eventually leads to Him, and even the negativity serves the divine.
So in a way, when you look at it like that, if let's say we talk about the negative force that is in Sarah's story, so in a way that the thing is not really bad, lah. Because if let's say, you see, if whatever the thing did to Sarah's family, right? And then after that, they somehow became closer to God after that. Even before that, they are already a very pious family, right? They like every Tuesday, Thursday, Mama is second, right? Tuesday, Thursday, they will have like prayers and whatnot. They even have a mini temple in their own house, So this ancient being after did whatever he did to the family, and then after that, family became closer to God. So this negative force, is it a good thing or a bad thing?
Well, the idea is that it's still negative. There's still negative entities and there are still positive entities. But it is the being's dharma, is the thing's duty, is the thing's nature in order to be negative. But even that eventually serves the divine. So, for example, right, the nature of something that's negative, that's what it's meant to do. So, but it doesn't take away the fact that it's probably negative, that it's out there to torture them, and they had a horrible experience. When I was speaking to Sara about this online, I could see his face, and he was genuinely affected by this. And when he was recalling it, you could almost see like he was back at that time. He was laughing a lot and all that, of course. But there were times when he just like his whole energy just went shh. And it was like he was back there, I've got one thing I want to bring up, right? One thing really excites me in this entire story. Not excites is the wrong word, but the marble dropping on the floor, on the ceiling. For some reason, because I've experienced that in Singapore when I used to live in the flats in Ang Mo Kio, right? And now and then you just hear this. Have you had it in Malaysia?
I think I have, but in one of the houses, lah. But obviously not the house that I live in. But I don't remember where. But it's something that it's familiar lah when you mentioned about that.
Very, very. It's also very familiar. Singaporeans live in flats and live in sometimes in condos and stuff. But what's screwed up, right? Not like the boy dropped the marble from upstairs just above me. No, the fucking thing followed
Yeah,
him
yeah.
as he was doing the the cleansing kind of ritual. So
The
fucking thing
salt, the
followed
salt.
him.
Yeah, salt
So
and
you can say
peppercorn.
you can say like some people, oh no, it's the water that's dropping on the pipe and the pipe creates the sound. What, the
Yeah,
water follow you from left one side of the house to the other side of the house? I don't think so, bro.
yeah,
I don't think so.
yeah.
Which now makes me feel a little bit afraid. Was the stuff that I was hearing in Singapore hantu?
Mm. But okay lah. Whatever you hear, I cannot say 100%, huh? But
Right.
like you say, Sarah's experience. I mean, the marble dropping. I mean, when it follows you around whenever you are putting like salt and peppercorn, I am quite certain that is something else lah. Huh? But I hope one day. I really hope that one day, even when after I die, like, when I see God, hopefully I get to do so, lah, huh? When I see God, and then I'm gonna ask God, lah, why actually marble? Can you explain to me? Can you please let me know why is it marble? Or
I
so,
got a theory.
actually, it's the sound of their fingernails when they are moving.
I got a theory.
Okay, what the
I got a theory.
theory?
Okay, so
Yeah.
when I was young, okay, growing up there, mother father used to say, you don't stay out at night, huh? The
Mm,
foreign construction workers will come and take you, grab you, kill
mm,
you,
mm.
bury you in the flat. So your spirit protects
Okay.
the flat the entire time. So I'm wondering if because look, this is not a I'm not trying to be discriminatory or mean to foreign workers who work in Singapore, but there is a genuine practice of burying bodies and
Mm.
using human sacrifice in order to ensure a certain building or area is actually looked after spiritually. Could it
Okay.
be there's a shadowy cabal, a group, right, that goes around, kidnaps little boys, little girls, kills them, dedicates them to the building, and what you're hearing is the spirits of little children playing marbles.
But it cannot be throughout and then only in Asia. I don't think so. And then you imagine in Singapore, this is already an advanced country. There are like 40 stories punya HDB. It's already rebuilt over the years. I don't think Singapore is still gonna build 40 stories high HDB. Let's put the boy down before we build. I don't
Maybe
think
not,
so lah. I
maybe
don't
not
think
even
so
one.
lah.
Maybe it's a spirit. They play like Kuomintang and everything. They capture from Thailand. They kind of hey, no joke, right? There's a
Theory lah,
church.
theory.
There's just a church in Singapore, and I got told this by a priest friend of mine, right? The same priest friend of mine that works with me.
Okay.
Yeah, and he was saying that there was a certain church with a columbarium, where all the niches are kept with all the ashes in
Yeah.
Singapore. They were having a lot of bad issues. They were having trouble in the church, bro. And also, one priest had a heart attack or died in the area. Then
In Singapore?
in Singapore, they then got someone to come and check it out, like an exorcist, right? They broke. He says there's something down here. It's in the walls. I'm paraphrasing here, okay? So if once I get the real story, I'll try to kind of like formulate it and let everyone know. But this is briefly. This is what I heard when they came over there. They found something embedded in the walls. They called up the construction people, and those foreign workers. They agreed. They actually took something and they placed it in the wall in order to ensure that good luck and everything stays okay for their work.
Then after that, fucked up things happen
Yeah,
after.
yeah. They Rome sent an exorcist to go and deal with that problem in Singapore. Deal with that
Wow.
problem. Yeah, I was told by this priest.
Oh.
priest.
Hmm.
Yeah, but this is also the same priest that tells my friends lah. Why I feel very sorry that you're Joe's friend lah. Huh? I don't know what sin I did in my life to be his friend lah. I don't know, but I pity you guys for working with him lah. Thanks, Mark. Thank you very much.
Okay, so I think we have talked like a good 40 minutes about Sarah's
Yeah.
story. Okay, for whatever that is worth, I think after listening to the story, I think one of the things that we can take away is what Joe said lah. Whatever that is happening in the world, whether it's a negative thing, it's a positive thing, what kind of forces it is, it eventually leads back to the divine lah, right? So
Yes.
everything serves the divine lah. So I also am a strong believer of whatever that happened it's with the divine's permission. So he must have seen the outcome of it, and then he knows that this is the best for us, and then that's why he let it happen, right? So so what do you guys think about the story? I'm sure when we air this, you guys are gonna be in the live comment. So put in whatever you guys think about the story. So we also want to know what happened. What do you guys think about the story? Okay. So
and also about
Joe,
the marbles. I want to hear about the marbles as well. I want people to tell me what they think
okay,
about the
but
marbles.
marble. I'm sure that you guys have your own stories about the marbles, but I want to know not just the story. I want to know more. I want to know what theory you have about the marble. Okay, I came out with the probably is when they're moving. It's their toenail scratching the floor, and then it's moving tick 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 because it's long, disgusting, right? So Joe is like, people put spirits during construction. That's why the marble. What do you guys think? Let us know about your theory. So yeah, okay, Joe, what's next?
100%. Look, okay, we don't have a lot of time, but I know a lot of people love the TikTok stuff. So I think let's just play maybe one or two. We end up playing four lah. It's always like just one more, one more, one more.
Let's see
Right,
the length of it lah. Let's see the length of it.
Length of what? Oh, okay. Sorry, I didn't know what you were talking about. So I just need to be sure. The length of the TikTok videos. I got you. I'm sorry, bro. You can't
You see
just say
what
things
I
like
have
that,
here?
man.
It's a BBC, a big black container.
It's not the end of the night yet, bro. The joke save the later lah. Basket. Big black.
Okay. TikTok.
Play one. It's playing right now.
Okay. So this one it says wheelchair move by
The bugger is so calm,
Young infused. Oh, okay. You see on the side the
Right at the back, yeah?
yeah, right there back. It moved by itself. Right. It says here the toilet lights turn on by itself. It says here the hospital staff.
Is that it?
It says hospital staff remain calm, working while disturbed by entities. And that is what the caption says.
Do you know why I like this video? It's actually because it's short. I think it adds believability to it.
Yeah, but
It wasn't just
also
like the hair come out like that. It's just
okay.
it's
Also lah.
weird
Also, I think we really don't give enough credit to people who serve the community, right? People who work in the hospital, police, army. Yeah, people who serve the community lah. Especially when they have to like do shit job like this lah. Huh? I mean, you too lah, Joe. You too lah. Huh? You serve the community lah. So really lah, thank you guys lah. I can't do shit like that lah.
Thank you guys.
If let's say I sit in the hospital like that, a wheelchair move I tell my boss, I am gonna go wash plate at McDonald's lah. Bye bye. Ciao.
Hey, don't talk so much. You work in the freaking Sarawak Museum, and there they see a lady in red.
Yeah, that's why. Then after that, you see, I got other event in the museum. No more, right?
Bye bye.
After that, hello Kim, you want to do event in museum? Wait, museum. Bye bye.
Yeah, cannot lah. I'm in MIDI tonight.
Cannot lah.
Okay,
So
another one.
yeah. Okay.
This one,
Another
I have here that says, I think we have actually seen this before. But
Okay,
it says
let's see.
Bandung. Okay, it's playing right.
Bandung, a place
Now.
in Indonesia. Oh
Ayo, why so shaky?
Well, where is he going? Obviously, he sees something.
He ran with the tung tung tuk tak tuk 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 tak.
And then the
See
thing come in.
The guy said bye bye. It seemed like
Yeah.
King now when he heard about
Ah.
the lady in red. I gotta go.
Yeah.
See
See you
later.
guys. Yeah. Bye bye. Yeah, this is exactly what I would do. Okay, I don't care if whoever pay me to like dong 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 dong, then the thing come recorded on my phone. Bye bye.
See you later.
See you later.
Two more. And last one.
One more lah. One more. I see the length
one
lah.
more,
Yes,
one more,
One more.
one more. Hey, this one is.
I know. Joseph's daughter love us doing this so much lah. Huh? So we gotta do it for the kid lah.
I'm gonna play another one. It's a shorter one.
Play another one.
I'll
play another one.
No, okay.
Okay.
Basket.
Shut up.
They're both the same length. Oh.
A man was out camping alone in the woods
Hey.
somewhere in Indonesia,
Indonesia again.
attempting to sleep the whole night there. But unfortunately, he is abruptly woken up to some disturbing sounds outside his tent. This is what he caught.
Yeah.
Yo. Ayo. Oi, shit. What the hell?
Siapa kamu? Hei. Siapa kamu? Halo.
What? Open the.
He wants to go and open the.
Masih seperti ada yang minta tolong teman-teman, kayak nangis.
Wow. Of course.
I'm calling bullshit on this. It's gonna open it. Come on. No one in their right minds to do that.
Yeah, man. Wow, you can still hear it, man. Wow. Okay, what's the lesson here is never go camping by yourself.
The lesson here is if you're gonna make a horror video, invest in some acting lessons, lah, huh? Because this guy is a bad fucking actor.
Really? But it looks quite genuine, no?
Look at his face.
And also nobody in the right mind will open the tent, I think. Right?
Lama. Itulah dia.
Itu tadi tangan siapa teman-teman. La ilaha illallah, kecil sekali. Seperti cakar.
Oh my god.
Subhanallah.
Yeah. Of course, you call for God now.
After you open the fucking thing.
After you open the fucking thing.
It says camera blurs in DD. It says the camera has blurred by itself.
Yeah. So you're calling this bullshit, ah?
I'm gonna put a pause in this video. I can't watch this video anymore because I'm calling complete bullshit. There's just so many reasons. Firstly, you're very right. Who in their fucking right minds would open that the two flaps? Like there's this thin bit of plastic separating you from fucking claws, and you're gonna open it, is it? You're gonna open it, is it? And then somehow he's the way that he, as I said, do some acting lessons. He's look, there's something, and then somehow he frames himself nicely at the other end of the frame. What's happening here?
Let's
Oh.
finish the video and see what happened.
Bullshit lah! You wanna finish the video?
Yeah lah, of course lah. I want to see what happened.
Here we
after
go.
that. Is it still long?
4 more minutes, bro.
La ilaha illallah. Apa itu?
It's a mouse. Is it a mouse?
Tikus ya?
The fuck?
Kamu jangan meneror aku ya.
Something's gonna grab his hair. Something's gonna grab his hair.
Apa ya teman-teman? Itunya jatuh. Seperti bunyi itu kesenggol tikus ya. Jangan-jangan kesenggol tikus ya.
If the camera flip
Why?
around and then
Ada yang nangis
Yeah,
siapa
but
itu?
why is that the outside? Is that the outside or the inside?
yeah, it looks like outside there.
After hearing some wailing sounds, he looks around
100%
outside
bullshit.
the tent and finds nobody there. So he decides to go back to sleep inside. Then a few minutes later, he hears something far worse.
Wow, the tent is still open, no?
Huh?
The tent is still open.
Is it eating?
No, it seems like somebody's dragging their feet, walking around.
Huh? Oh, the
The
trees
branches
are
are moving.
Once again, he checks the surrounding area and found nobody there. So he retreats back to his tent, and things quickly take a horrifying turn.
Kok seperti ada sesuatu sih, apa ya? Perasaan aku aja apa kali ya? Seperti ada yang aneh loh teman-teman.
Bro, it's the same sound.
No. It's a laughing sound this time.
But it sounds like the same
Oh,
sound
that sound.
that Pontianak sound.
Astagfirullahaladzim, la ilaha illallah. Di mana kamu?
No way.
Astagfirullahaladzim, la ilaha illallah.
He went through the whole lot of them, lah. Huh?
Yeah.
Kamu?
What looks like a woman can be
Really?
seen
What?
just
I can't see
floating
shit.
above the tent in the dark.
Oh yes, the legs.
As if
The
she
legs.
was hung. But
Oh, I can
shortly
see it's
after,
gone,
she
it's gone
fades
now.
away into the darkness. When he goes to look around, he sees nothing there. Even though he is an experienced camper, he was extremely
Yeah,
scared.
there you can see the legs.
And mentions
Oh,
that
and the
this
top,
was
and
one
it's
of
gone.
the most
Okay,
terrifying
okay.
nights of his life.
Still bullshit? Bullshit.
Bullshit.
Okay.
Alright. Bro, if that is real, I will drink Coke out of my shoe, lah.
It's still okay, what?
No, lah, I cannot, lah. My shoe is very dirty.
Okay.
Never was shocked.
All right. So, Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for staying with us throughout this entire hour and a half. Woo!
Yeah, quite a long time.
Very long time.
Thank you so much for joining us and listening to Sarah's story.
Yeah.
Sarah, thank you so much for relating to us.
Thank
what
you,
is
Sarah.
a
Thank
very
you.
personal account from your life and
Yeah.
your family's life. I know how much it
Yeah.
affected you, and I'm glad you still here with us, and I'm glad that your family has come through the end of the horrible ordeal. So, but be sure to check out Sarah, KK, Chichi, Sonia, Shimin, and all those wonderful people on out there, as well as After Dark. So please go support them. They do a lot of good work. Bro, I know you've already talked about the big black container story. Just give us a joke, lah. This is we can't leave without a freaking joke.
What
I'm already regretting
is
this.
what is the similarity between a pregnant
Oh,
underage girl and the baby inside of her? Hey, listen lah.
I don't know.
What
bro.
is the similarity
Fuck it, I got a headache
between
already,
the
bro.
pregnant
Kepala sakit.
underage girl and the baby inside of her?
I don't know, bro. I don't want to know.
Don't know. Both of them thinking, shit, my mother's gonna kill me. Dark, very dark. Ayo, getting darker. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. We hope to see you in another episode very, very soon. Thank you very much for tuning in after another episode. Every episode got a terrible joke, and then you guys are still here watching. So, thank you very much. I'm Kim signing off first. Seen or unseen. When the lights out, they are there with you. Over to Joe. Joe, sign out.
Guys, good night. Please don't cancel us. Please forgive Kim, for it's not what he does. Fucking hell. There's nothing to burn, lah. Except our fucking careers and our entire podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Have a good night, and we will see you very soon again. We will have more collaborations coming up with Hantu, so keep an eye out. Guys, look after yourselves. Lights out.
Ha 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 ha.